Okay, this is a third video for my International Environmental Politics class, and this will describe how to select countries for data analysis. So many of you have a lot of data on a lot of countries, and it's hard to figure out which ones to select. So this is one approach. There'll be another in the next video, but this is one approach. So as you know, many of you have a spreadsheet that has a lot of data. Make this a little bigger so you can see it. Many countries. Here we have 36 countries, and from 1980 to 32 years. And the question is, how do you graph all that? So following what we said, we're going to graph all of the years. I'm going to figure we'll do this the way Ron said. And we just go insert. So we do a quick graph, insert, align. We get a big graph up here. We move it to another sheet so we can see it. So we move it to its own chart, and this is big data. Now here we find out that my earlier comments about that if you just put that empty cell in the upper left-hand corner, everything will work out. Here it's like, well, we got years as the lines and countries across the bottom. Quick way to fix that, if you come upon that, is to right-click on anywhere in the chart and say select data. And all you got, they have a nice little button here called switch row column. You do that, and then say OK, and we put the countries as the lines and the years across the bottom, which is what we want. So that just shows you one of the errors or problems with the graphing. But here you notice that, as we noticed before with the raw data, there can be a country that's levels of what we're measuring is so large that it swamps everything else. All these countries look alike. This country is huge in terms of whatever we're measuring here. Notice that we also have too many countries here, so we don't even have the whole list. It's really hard to make any sense of this data. So what we might do is off on the side, perhaps over in a small little notepad to the side, we're going to say, well, here's one country, and if we hover over it, we can see it's the United States, and we say that's declining. So we're going to write down US large and declining. So we click, but we can click on that, and then just press the delete key, or just click there. So now we see, wow, if we get the US out, we start seeing some variation. And now we want to say, how do we select 6, 8, maybe 10 countries that we can look at? We can get rid of some countries that we don't have data for all the years, so we can select one like this. We find out if we hover over it, we can see that it's Chile, but it doesn't have data out here, so we're going to delete that one. The same in this one, which is Australia. Same with this one, which is Japan. Same with this one, which is Korea. So we've gotten rid of countries for which we don't have all the data. And then we're saying, here's a good, we want to select some countries. These are what we know is these countries are the countries that are doing more of this, or in that 1,000 to 5,000 range. That might be a good way to select those. And what we could do is get rid of all the ones at the bottom. So we can just click on each of these like this and just delete our countries. And we're going to say we're going to focus on the big ones, on the countries that are doing a lot of this polluting, or whatever the thing that we're measuring is, catching a fish, harvesting fish, etc. So we're kind of getting rid of things these are very small countries that don't do much of this. We've gotten rid of those, and now we have a set of countries which are the big ones who are doing it. We can get rid of this one now, getting much more accuracy. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've got 12 countries here. And now we can see that one of the things that comes out here is almost all the countries are declining. We see one that's kind of going up. We can hover over it to select which it is. Sorry, and you can see that this one is Canada. This one, if we hover over it, is Turkey. So we see that Turkey is going up, whereas almost all the other countries are going down. Now, you might want to delete that, but rather than doing that, you might say leave it there, and we're going to try to compare this one country that's going up to other countries that are going down. What makes Turkey different? But you could just keep track a little bit to say what's different about some of these countries. If we get rid of Turkey, we get a little more visibility of the data. But we see that some countries, one of the differences here might be that some countries are going down relatively steeply, and others, for example, the United Kingdom is coming down very quickly. Canada is coming down a little less quickly. Poland's coming down pretty quickly. Countries like Hungary are not coming down very fast, and a country like Romania is pretty constant. So that just gives you some way to compare these different countries and begin to get at it. I'm going to stop there, and I'll show you some alternatives in the next video. But this gives you a way to get at the data you want. Of course, one alternative would be to also delete, before you even begin this process, is to delete the years so that you have fewer years before your treaty starts and fewer years after. So that's a way to simplify the data in an easy way.